Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video I will discuss the important questions from the very famous poem titled Earth Never Dies, composed by the famous Nigerian poet and dramatist Nei Osindeo. And here we'll discuss the important questions. So let's begin it. First and foremost, we shall have the discussion of the 2 marks questions. Number one, what has man done to the lakes, seas, and mountains? What has man done to the lakes, seas, and mountains? Man has lynched the lakes, slaughtered the seas, and mauled the mountains. The lakes are killed by whom? The lakes are killed by the arsenic urine. Factories are poisoning the streams in pursuit of option C, profit. Why is the sea sick? The sea is sick due to the coughing chaos. Next question. What are the effects of the sea being polluted due to the sea being polluted? What's happening? The whales are wailing belly up like a frying fish. Acid rain has made the forest, option C, bald. What does nuclear sun refer to? The nuclear sun refer to the nuclear bomb. It also here refers to the extreme heat generated by the environmental crisis or by the global warming. Where did the fish, birds, rabbits perish? Fish, birds, and rabbits have perished in the waters, trees, and burrows, respectively. And it has its own significance because it shows the effects of rapid industrialization on the forest and its creatures. Question number 9. How bright the welterning sun be? The welterning sun will be as bright as a new coin. Does the poet answer the question he raises in stanza number 3, where he says lynched, slaughtered, mauled? No, he doesn't answer this question. Then now we have the questions for the 5 marks, which you need to answer in a paragraph. Question number 1. Now we have 4 questions and I have one common answer. What has man done to nature? Driven by the sole motive of profit, hazardous factories have detrimental to nature. Elaborate. What has been the effects of rapid industrialization on the forest and its creatures? Summarize the poem Earth Never Dies, or justify the title of the poem, or write the theme of the poem. All these questions have one common answer. To begin with, the poet is very sad because humans are killing the lakes, butchering the seas, and carelessly injuring the mountains. Still, the poet hopes that the earth will not die. Wherever one can see there is a lake that is getting killed by the arsenic chemical, which is let out of profit, which has been created by the profit-making factories. This is poisoning the streams, and that is going to run down the hills and again spoiling the hills too. The sea becomes sick due to this poison. As a result of this, the whales cry, fish die, chemical becomes a crown for the last wave of good water, and the poet is still optimistic of the earth that will sustain life. Each has to ask this question as to who is killing the lakes, who is butchering the seas, who is carelessly injuring the mountains. In spite of all these, the poet is positive the earth will not die. The earth will not die. The rain brings acid on the forest areas that is decreasing. Mercilessly, humans are cutting the branches, not letting them branch out again. This is not bringing rain again. The natural cycle is stopped by such evil activities. The land covered with grass and willow trees are crying and no tears are rolling. What is rolling is the mercury in the form of sun's heat. All types of physical features are sobbing as the sun, who should sustain life on earth, is burning today like a funeral ball. This heat is turning man and meadow to ash, dust, and dirt. Still, the poet is optimistic and says earth will not die. The main purpose of this poem could be making people realize about the acts and to arouse responsibility concerning nature and its life. Cruelty done by human beings to the other creatures is clearly depicted in this poem, saying the poet says, fishes have died in the waters, fishes. Birds have died in the trees, birds. Rabbits have died in the bureaus, rabbits, but our earth will not die. Unquote. Here, the death of the birds, fish, and rabbits contain the meaning of world's end. Nature is marginalized, silenced, and pushed backward. The human beings are responsible for the death and the exploitation. So the humans must be responsible for the duties towards nature and its safety. Thus, the poem Earth Never Dies displays what man has done to the nature for the sake of profit. The effects of rapid industrialization on the forest and creatures are very well portrayed in this poem. Now we have second question. Why are the nuclear bomb compared to the sun? Would this nuclear sun destroy the earth? The poet has rightly mentioned in his poem saying, a nuclear sun rises like a funeral ball, reducing man and meadow to dust and dirt. The poet has given the allusion to the nuclear bomb which was dropped by America on the Japan. In the World War II, America had dropped the two nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki cities, and those cities had reduced to dust and dirt. The heat which is emitted from these bombs was too high and nothing remained in those cities. The entire living being became ash in some hours. That has caused destruction on environment for long duration. So due to the global warming today, the sun is compared as a nuclear bomb. Question number three, how will the earth bounce back? The poet is very optimistic. He hopes that the new rain after the sun sets on a new day will see newness. The wind will move freely, which means that the man is so cruel that he binds wind too from its freedom. The wind will play its tunes through the trees and make the grass to dance. Optimistically, he visualizes trees twittering, the grass dancing, the hillside locking with bloom. The plains fill the eyes with graceful grass, the sea full to keep it happy. This is going to happen when the majestic thunder opens the gates for the new rain to bring drums of joy. Then the poet will see happiness again on earth. This is how the earth will bounce back, according to the poet. Next question. What are the images the poet has used to show that the earth is dying? In the poem Earth Never Dies, the earth is still being personified as a human, which connects pollution to a human having a bladder infection. The poet says, a lake being killed by the arsenic urine from the bladder for profit factories, parting waters, unquote. Throughout this stanza, the poet creates lifelike imagery of the harmful waste productions from factories spreading like poison in our lakes and in our streams, eventually ending up in our seas. And just like a sickness, oceans will figuratively start to cough and become sick, filled with the toxic waste products. The end product of this event would be acid rain, according to the poem. The poet also gives an example of the acid rain so strong it taints the clouds and storms down so sharp it cuts branches in half and killing all animal in one sight. He uses various amounts of visual images and figurative language to point out the environmental suffering through human life and environmental activities. So we have few examples. The active verbs like lynched, slaughtered, mauled, killed, staggers, coughing, wailing, chilling, reducing, amputated, and the adjectives like arsenic, poison, sickly, balding, they all are present in the first part of the poem, and they're all negative visual images which talk about the gloomy face of the environment. To contrast this, we have the positive images also, like rise, twittering, dancing, rock, drink, tumbles. They're all the positive images, visual and auditory images. They all the suggestive of regeneration, right? And they ties in smoothly with the poet's defiant cry of the refrain, "Earth never dies." Now I have created one more question. According to me, I have also added here one more question that describe the poem Earth Never Dies from the eco-critical point of view. So this is also another theory. In the poem Earth Never Dies, it speaks of the eco-critical point of view where the poet criticizes human exploitation over nature. The poet shows a hidden faith in human behavior which believes that someday people will understand and bring back nature in its previous form. This poem describes disturbed ecology and its impact on human civilization and vice versa. The poet brings human and non human realms together to show that all creation of nature is as equal as human. Humans themselves alone cannot make an existence on the earth. Ecocentrism itself is an earth centered approach to study the nature and environment. Then further, we find here the poet brings earth as a center to the environment where every creature of the earth has equal importance. The belief that if the earth is alive, then humans are also alive. By bringing the destructed form of nature, the poet has tried to imply the meaning of interconnectedness of humans with nature. Therefore, this poem is optimistic towards Earth's life and the power of nature in front of human beings. Eco-critical analysis of the poem Earth Never Die by the poet Neo Ossendare is concerned with nature and the environmental crisis. So friends, this is how I have tried to solve the questions from the poem Earth Never Dies, and I have also done the summary analysis of the poem. You can see the links in the description box. All the lessons of second semester BCA, BSc, generic English, summary and the grammar, all these links you can see in the description box. If you like this video, click on like button, share it to your friends, your classmates. If you are not yet subscribed, subscribe my channel. Write in the comment box if you have any questions, any queries. Feel free to reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned with Mukesh English.